49 days that come before Shavuos are all days that we're supposed to somehow prepare ourselves for Shavuos. The question is, how? What exactly are we supposed to focus on? So there's a medrash in Bamidbar Rabbah, Aleph Zayin. It says the following bizarre statement. It says, Kol mi she'eno nasa atzmai kamidbar, eno yochel liknos Torah u'mitzvos. Anybody that doesn't make themselves like a midbar, a desert, is unable to properly accept or re-accept Torah and mitzvahs. So what exactly does that mean? What does making yourself a midbar entail? So here's an idea. I recently had a baby girl, and like a good father, whenever she's crying, I pick her up and I rock her back and forth. And one of these times that I'm sitting there rocking her back and forth, picking her up and down, it struck me, isn't it odd that to soothe a baby, you rock them back and forth, and you pick them up and you shake them and you walk with them all around? And can you imagine doing that to an adult? You hear an adult that can't sleep and you say, I got this, and you start picking them up and you rock them back and forth and move them and roll them and go outside and take a walk with them. Like, not only would you not put them to sleep, they would punch you in the face. So why does a baby find it soothing? The answer is that a baby, literally 3 days prior, was in its mother's stomach, and its mother was forever walking and climbing upstairs and moving to and fro. So that's what it's used to, and therefore that's what soothes it. The Jewish people were born in a desert. We didn't get the Torah in a tropical island. We didn't get the Torah in a rolling flower field in some meadow, some gorgeous, luscious place. We became a people in a desert. And therefore we know a thing or two about turbulent times, a desert which was a little bit rough. We got attacked by Amalek. There was machlekes. There was complaining. We thought that we didn't have food. We thought that we didn't have water. It wasn't picture perfect at all, because that's precisely the point. We thrive when it's difficult because we were born in a midbar. We became a nation under difficult circumstances, and that's how we thrive. That's how we were in our mother's stomach, so to speak, in the stomach of Hashem. We were incubated by Hashem in a midbar precisely because the Torah is there to inject holiness. When life is hard, when life is difficult, when it's not easy, we don't simply have Shavuos or Torah and mitzvahs. When life is picture perfect, when everything is fine and dandy, when we have the exact amount of caffeine in our body, when we had the picture perfect upbringing with the perfect friends, with the perfect family dynamic. No, that's a mistake. We were born in a midbar. We know how to thrive and inject ruchnius and Yiddishkeit and Torah and mitzvahs in every and all circumstances. Now here's an idea. Every single one of the Yomim Tovim are in the middle of a month. They are either in Yud Daled or Tesvav. Pesach is on Tesvav. Sukkot is on Tesvav. Pesach Sheni is on Tesvav. Tu B'Av is on Tesvav. Tu B'Shvat, Tesvav. Purim, Yud Daled, and Tesvav. You want to know why that is? Because the middle of the month is when the moon is the fullest. And the moon is a reflection of how much ruchnius there is, how much spiritual energy there is in the atmosphere. And therefore, when the moon is the fullest, that's demonstrative of how much spiritual energy there is in the atmosphere. And we want to cash in on the time when there's the most spiritual energy. So therefore, we have our Yomim Tovim on the middle, on Tesvav, in the smack middle of the month, and the moon is the fullest. The question is, why is Shavuos the odd one out? Shavuos is on Vav. It's not in the middle of the month. Why is that? The answer is, that is precisely the point. Because the Torah is not meant for that once a month time where the moon is the fullest, where the most spiritual energy is in existence. No. It's when it's down. It's when there's not so much spiritual energy. When you're working, when you're in the airport, you're at a train station. You don't want to be doing this, but you learn anyway. But you say Tehillim when you have a headache. You go to Night Seder when you have 3 million other things you'd rather be doing, because that's the whole point of the Torah. It injects us. It carries us on its wings and rises us up above the rest of humanity. Precisely when we are in exile, when we are in turbulent times, is when some of the greatest Jewish moments occurred, and some of the greatest Jewish personalities in history have led the way precisely when it was difficult, because we were incubated in a desert. We came to be in a desert, and that is the proper outlook of how to accept the Torah anew every Shavuos. Learn how to inject Torah in your everyday, not waiting for Leil Shavuos, not waiting for the Leil Seder or Ne'ilah, or specifically on Shabbos when you have that fleeting moment of inspiration. No. Figure out how to inject Ruchnias and Torah into your everyday, into a random Tuesday in July, to a random Wednesday in October, to random times throughout the week. Bring Ruchnias and the Torah into you when you're not inspired by external factors and conventions and big videos and movie production. No. Ruchnias is for the everyday. You ever wonder, there were two sets of luchos given. There was the first set and there was the second set. You ever wonder, why do we celebrate the first set of luchos, which were basically unsuccessful? I mean, we got the Torah, and then 45 seconds later, it was smashed on the floor to a million pieces. Why would we celebrate and pick the date of the giving of the first set of luchos, which was concurrent with the greatest and most tragic event in all of Jewish history, the Chet Ego, a sin that we are still suffering today? Why don't we choose the second set of luchos, the second giving of the Torah, which was picture perfect, all fine and dandy? The answer is, that's precisely the point. The Torah is not picture perfect. It's not meant for the elite. It's not meant for the only top 1%. It's meant for everyone. Yeah, true, we were chayte at the time of the giving of the Torah. True. But we are not like other religions that sweep our issues under a rug. We are not like other religions that censor and make sure everything's picture perfect. No. The Torah is here to pick us up and dust us off and inject our every moment with holiness and kedusha. The Torah knew our struggles and our issues and our anxieties and our self-doubts. It knew all of it. And it injected us with a perfectly tailor-made dose of kedusha, perfect for us, perfect in our lives, with our struggles and our self-doubts, with our upbringing and the school that we went to. That's the whole point of the Torah. We were born in a midbar. The very first halacha in all of Shulchan Aruch is, not the second halacha, not the third halacha, the first one is Hiskaber ka'ari lavod adam es bayrei. Wake up every morning and roar Yiddishkeit. We don't wake up and whisper Yiddishkeit. We don't wake up and speak Yiddishkeit. We don't wake up and even scream Yiddishkeit. We roar Yiddishkeit. And for thousands of years, year in and year out, month in and month out, week in and week out, day in and day out, Yidden woke up and roared Yiddishkeit. We roared through pogroms and libels and concentration camps and Zyklon B. We roared Yiddishkeit because we were born in a midbar. We know a thing or two about survival, and we know the importance about injecting Yiddishkeit no matter what and no matter when. That is how we prepare for Shavuos.